Now, I'd heard something else that you'd said. I think I was watching a video of you on your Facebook page, and something about eggs in North America have to be in the fridge, but in Europe they sit on the counter, and it's something to do with a film on the egg. What's that about?
That's a very interesting thing. Whenever an egg is born, it's laid. If you touch an egg immediately, it has this weird goo around it. It's like the film. And that can keep an egg good for about 1 to 3 weeks longer than if it wasn't there. And if it's washed, it just removes the film. In North America, they clean the film because then if they clean the film, it removes all of the things that are connected to the film. But in Europe, the eggs were just clean and they're not washed or bleached. They just go right to the swell.
So why do you think here in North America we wash them right away?
Well, that's the same reason why we pasteurize milk. It's to completely remove any chance of anything, because there's a very dangerous virus that transmits through eggs if they go bad. It's like the white and the yolk, called salmonella. And so there's no real, so they want to remove that. And they bleach the eggs to remove that and to make them white.
Oh, so it's the idea that the grocery stores think we want it all the eggs to look white and uniform.
Well, do you?
I don't think I would mind if the eggs were different colors and
shapes.
Yeah.
Well, I get another very interesting thing that I found with eggs that I found with my eggs, but not with superstore and supermarket eggs. If you, I'm not telling you to, but if you went to your cabinet or wherever you keep your eggs and you look at every single egg, they're all perfect. They all look like an egg. But whenever I get eggs, sometimes they'll have like not really warts, but deformities, like where the shell grew outwards, and it makes like this weird like wart form on the egg.
So strange that you would say that, because the first time in my entire life of 42, what am I? 41, 42 years of looking at eggs, just like 2 days ago, I picked up an egg and it did have a bump on it. It was not a perfect egg shape. For the first time ever, I saw that.
What I'm talking about is a, so it's like a, imagine how, like, it looks like a cold sore on an egg. It's very small and it's just weird shaped. But even in so many different shapes, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same as what I saw, but I picked up an egg the other day out of the carton that didn't look perfect. It caught my eye because it had a little protrusion almost instead of being just perfectly shaped.
I got an egg like that last week. Yeah.
Wow, I wonder what's going on with our eggs right now.
Did you raise our hand? Wasted eggs. So now we're trying to sell them. Because like a while back, we were worrying about food wastage. So it was just throw away all of the imperfect eggs and just sell the perfect eggs.
Well, that's a good, so maybe because people are starting to care more about food waste, the farmers won't throw out the imperfect eggs anymore. That would be a good thing to happen.
Yeah.
Well, mostly it was my mom's question. She said, what do customers think of the weird shaped eggs?
They mostly kind of like I'll sell them a weird shaped egg as long as it doesn't impair how long the egg will last. Good. sometimes it does impair that, but most of the time it doesn't. So I'll sell them and they understand that it's a farm and I'm not always looking for 100% perfect. And sometimes they're kind of happy with it to see that all their eggs are different.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think with education and like raising awareness and the ideas that we've been talking about this week, people will start to realize that they don't need their food to look perfect. Like, remember earlier in the camp, we watched a video about the Boulder Food Rescue, where they rescued food from grocery stores and they delivered them to people on bikes. And remember the person explaining it, I think Hayden, held up a zucchini and said, this zucchini did not get sold because it did not look like the perfect zucchini. And so it would have been thrown away, but they're going to take it and give it to someone else. And it's a perfectly good zucchini. It just looked like skinny on one end and too big on the other end. And it didn't look perfect. But I think people are starting to realize it doesn't mean we need to throw it out.
Yeah.
Which is a good step in the right direction.